Have you ever noticed that as we age, our social circles tend to shrink a bit? It's a common experience. Maybe you once thrived on social gatherings, but now you find those interactions draining. If this resonates with you, know that you are not alone. With the passage of time, we gain clarity about what truly matters, and our priorities shift. In this video, we're going to delve into 7 enlightening reasons why many people in their 70s and beyond choose to distance themselves from certain social interactions. By the end, you may discover that being selective about your company not only feels natural, but is also a wonderful gift to your own peace of mind. So stay with me, as understanding these reasons can help you embrace the wisdom that comes with age. Let's jump in. Number 1. You've outgrown superficial conversations. Once upon a time, small talk was part of our daily lives, something we engaged in at work or family gatherings. However, as the years accumulate, we begin to see the true worth of our conversations. You've faced real challenges and grown through life's lessons, and now you crave discussions that are meaningful and enriching. You might have noticed that when you try to engage others in deeper dialogue, their interest often wanes. They prefer to chat about the latest celebrity gossip or trivial matters that don't truly impact our lives. So, instead of feeling obligated to sit through these exchanges, you find comfort in choosing silence over noise. You cherish your time alone, not out of loneliness, but because solitude offers fulfillment that shallow interactions cannot. Take Richard, for instance, a 73-year-old retired teacher. He once thrived in social settings, but now at gatherings, he often finds himself tuning out as conversations drift to celebrity news or complaints about trivial matters. Instead, he chooses to enjoy a good book, take peaceful walks in nature, or engage in profound discussions with like-minded friends. And who can blame him? Time is precious, and he has every right to invest it in ways that nourish his soul. Number 2, you've recognized that not everyone deserves your energy. In earlier years, you may have felt the need to be polite and maintain relationships, even when they weren't mutually rewarding. But with age comes wisdom. You begin to realize that not every relationship is worth your time and energy. Consider how often you've supported someone who never returned the favor or listened to complaints without any care for your feelings. Instead of dwelling on trivial matters, I've discovered the beauty of savoring simple joys. Whether it's losing myself in a captivating book, strolling through nature, or having a heartfelt chat with someone who shares my passions, these moments are precious. As we age, we come to realize that our time is a gift. We've earned the right to choose how to spend it, often in ways that nurture our peace and happiness. So, if it means stepping away from unfulfilling conversations, so be it. One of the greatest lessons I've learned is that not everyone deserves my energy. In the past, I felt compelled to engage in every conversation, to be polite, and to maintain relationships, even if they were one-sided. However, age brings clarity. I now recognize that my energy is valuable. I no longer have the patience for relationships that drain me. I think back to all those times I gave my heart and time to others without receiving anything in return. It took me years to realize that some people only take, never giving back. In my younger days, I tolerated this behavior, but now I embrace my worth. Take Margaret, for instance. At 75, she used to be the go-to person for everyone in need. She would drop everything to help, listen, or offer advice. But when the tables turned, those same friends were nowhere to be found. One day, she had a profound realization. If a relationship drains you more than it nourishes you, it's time to let it go now. She surrounds herself with those who genuinely care, and her heart feels lighter and happier than ever. It's not about bitterness, it's about recognizing her worth. Yet when she found herself in need, those same individuals were nowhere to be found. It was a turning point for her, realizing that if a relationship drains you rather than nourishes you, it's better to let it go. Today, she fills her life with those who truly care, and in doing so, she has discovered a newfound lightness and happiness. It's not about bitterness, it's about recognizing your worth. You've journeyed through life long enough to understand that not everyone deserves a place in your heart. When you stop pouring your energy into draining relationships, you create space for peace, joy, and connections that truly matter. If you find these insights resonate with you, comment number 2 below to share your thoughts. And if you haven't subscribed yet, Hit that button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any uplifting stories. Moving on to the next insight, you've grown weary of superficial conversations. There was a time when you might have engaged in small talk, smiled politely through discussions that seemed to lead nowhere. You entertained gossip and empty chatter, pretending to be interested in topics that lacked depth. But with the passage of time, you've realized your time is far too precious to waste on trivial exchanges. You crave conversations that uplift your mind and spirit. You seek discussions about life, wisdom, and the things that truly matter. Conversations that linger in your heart long after they end, rather than fading away as idle chit-chat. It's not that you've become unfriendly. It's simply that your tolerance for trivial conversations has dwindled. Consider Robert, for example. At 73, he used to endure endless conversations filled with complaints and gossip just to be polite. One day, he asked himself why he was wasting his precious time on negativity when he could invest it in enriching his life. From that moment on, he chose to step away from draining dialogues and sought out people who shared his passion for meaningful conversations. When you prioritize depth over superficiality, something magical happens. You begin to attract like-minded individuals who enrich your life. It's not about shutting others out. It's about inviting in conversations that bring joy, wisdom, and purpose into your everyday life. Now, on to number 4. You've grown tired of one-sided relationships. There was a time when you would bend over backward to keep connections alive, always being the one to reach out, plan gatherings, or check in. But after years of giving without receiving, a realization dawned upon you. You deserve relationships that are mutual. You've noticed that some people only reach out when they have a need. They don't inquire about your well-being or show true concern. They only remember you when it's convenient. And you've decided that enough is enough. Life is a precious journey, and it's essential to surround ourselves with those who truly value us. Take Helen, for example. At 76, she often took the initiative to reach out to old friends, sending heartfelt cards and making calls. But one day, she decided to pause and see who would reach out to her if she didn't make the first move. To her surprise, silence filled the space. Days turned to weeks, and not a single person checked in. This experience taught her a vital lesson. By letting go of one-sided relationships, she made room for genuine connections, people who reciprocate love and care. Cherishing these meaningful bonds is what life is all about. If you're still with me, I invite you to share number 4 in the comments below. Your presence matters. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on the notification bell. Your support allows us to continue sharing uplifting stories that inspire and empower you every day. Let's move forward together. Number 5. You've discovered a newfound appreciation for meaningful conversations. Remember when small talk about the weather or celebrity gossip felt acceptable? Now, you crave depth and substance. Conversations that spark thought and emotion are what you desire. You want to share experiences, wisdom, and the richness that life offers. Richard, at 73, found himself feeling drained after social gatherings filled with repetitive small talk. So, he made a brave choice. He sought out friends who shared his curiosity and thirst for life's deeper questions. The result? He felt lighter, more joyful, and at peace with how he spent his time. When you reach this stage, you recognize that your time and energy are invaluable. One heartfelt conversation is worth more than a dozen hollow exchanges, marking your growth and a shift toward valuing quality over quantity. Number 6. You've learned to cherish your solitude. What once felt like loneliness now brings you peace. Solitude offers a beautiful opportunity to connect with your true self, free from the pressures of others. Take Elena, for instance. At 74, she realized she no longer needed the constant company of others to feel fulfilled. She had spent years attending social events that didn't resonate with her, forcing herself through conversations that lacked interest, all while prioritizing the comfort of others over her own peace. One day, she paused to ask herself, "Why am I doing this?" That simple question transformed her life. She began to embrace her solitude, letting go of social obligations that drained her energy. And in doing so, she discovered the joy of being her authentic self. This journey of self-discovery reminds us that embracing solitude is a beautiful part of life, allowing us to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with who we truly are. It's a testament to growth, where we learn to appreciate our own company and the peace it brings. As you navigate through life, know that it's perfectly okay to seek meaningful connections and cherish your solitude. Each step you take is part of your unique journey, leading you to a place of fulfillment and joy. Embrace it wholeheartedly. Remember, the power of love and connection lies within you. It's never too late to cultivate relationships that nourish your spirit and to find peace in your own company. So, let's continue this journey together, celebrating the beauty of life and the love that surrounds us. Instead, she embraced the joy of reading, walking, and savoring her own thoughts. And you know what? She discovered a happiness that had eluded her for years, not by cutting people out, but by releasing herself from interactions that no longer nurtured her spirit. When you start to cherish your own company over the company of those who don't support your journey, it's a beautiful affirmation of self-respect. It shows you've learned to protect your precious time and energy. This realization transforms everything. If you're still with me and find these insights uplifting, please share number 6 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so and turning on the notification bell so you never miss the inspiration we aim to share. Your support fuels our passion for creating content that uplifts and informs. Now, let's move on to number 7. You've stopped seeking approval from others. There was a time when the opinions of others weighed heavily on your heart. You worried about their judgments, their likes or dislikes, and whether you measured up to their expectations. But now, that heavy burden has lifted. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself. Take Richard, for example. At 76, he had a revelation. Most people are too preoccupied with their own lives to judge anyone else. For years, he tiptoed around family and friends, molding himself into what they wanted him to be, sacrificing his own preferences and voice for the sake of harmony. But what did that bring him? Exhaustion and frustration, feeling as if his life belonged to someone else. Then one day he declared enough is enough. He began dressing in a way that reflected his true self, expressing his thoughts openly, and making choices that honored his own needs. What happened next? Nothing catastrophic. The world didn't crumble. In fact, people began to respect him more. When you carry yourself with confidence, the world takes notice. Now, Richard is at a place of peace. He no longer second-guesses his words or replays conversations in his mind. He has found freedom, and that kind of liberation blossoms when you cease to seek validation from those whose opinions don't dictate your happiness. If you've reached this empowering stage where your own voice, choices, and contentment take precedence, my friend, you have entered a truly beautiful chapter of life. True liberation comes when you stop seeking validation from those whose opinions don't shape your happiness. Once you realize that your own choices and contentment come first, you have unlocked a beautiful stage of life. You've stepped into a realm where your voice matters, and that is truly a wonderful place to be. If you found yourself gravitating away from certain people as you've grown older, know that you're not alone. This isn't a sign of something wrong. It often signifies wisdom and self-awareness. The people we choose to spend our time with now are those who bring genuine value and joy into our lives. This shift reflects growth, not isolation. At this stage, life is about cherishing meaningful connections rather than enduring empty exchanges. It's about focusing your energy on what truly matters, cultivating deep, fulfilling relationships over superficial interactions. If that means becoming more selective, so be it. This is not loneliness. It's a sign of maturity. Do any of these reflections resonate with you? Have you noticed changes in your interactions as you've aged? Thank you for being here today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share one insight you gained today and how you plan to incorporate it into your life. Your voice is important to us, and reading your comments brings us so much joy. Inspiration and positivity are what we strive for. If this video touched your heart and uplifted your spirit, we invite you to like, subscribe, and share it with your loved ones. Your support fuels our passion to create more heartfelt stories that enlighten and motivate. Thank you for being part of our community, and we can't wait to share more joy and inspiration with you in the next video.